Hi folks, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today I've got a knife for everybody. Well, pretty close to everybody in the whole wide world can have one of these knives because I've got the Sanrenmu 7094, and you can get it as a slip joint that's under 3 inches or a liner lock that's under 3 inches. Slip joint, liner lock, they're both 7094s. They look identical from one side. I'm not sure if you can get the liner lock without the saw, but the particular version I have right here today has got the saw with it. And the saw locks as well. It's a multi-tool knife. Both of them are. Glass breaker, TANTO. This is a really cool knife. I've been carrying them for a while. I've been wondering if I'm going to do separate reviews on these two designs, but I'm going to do them together, and hopefully I can give you a fair review of these knives that I purchased on my own from GearBest, and I'll give you links to buy it from GearBest if you'd like. It's got PA66 plastic and then TPA overmold, so it's got a nice grippiness to it. This guy is called the Lizard, and this guy is also called the Lizard. These models have the name Lizard in the plastic on the side, on the show side. It's kind of cool. And let's get on with the full review right now. So here's the 7094s. I think they look really good. I think they're a knife that you're going to want in your collection. If you live in, say the UK or something like that, you might want the slip joint version. If you live somewhere else where you can have locking knives, but they have to be under 3 inches, you might want this version. Or if you just live anywhere, and you like locking knives over slip joints, grab this guy. But if you don't like them so thick, you maybe still gotta get this guy, because this slip joint's a really nice choice. Because look at this. Once it's open, you pick it up, and if something does hit the back, it takes a bit to get it started moving, but when it does, it comes in contact with your finger right there and stops from coming into anything near cutting you. So this really isn't so much a flipper arm, although you can make it flip. It's much more of a finger guard when it's deployed. What do we have for the blade shape? It's a TANTO of sorts. We've got a flat grind on the front here, a hollow grind back here. This is a recurve in this main section back here. It's a clip point. You've got a neat swedge up here, thumb stud, jimping on the thumb riser, a nice sharpness choil there. You've got Sanrenmu in Chinese there. And on this side, you've got the exact model number and Windrunner design. Let's try to get this in focus up here. So there you go. There's the blade. There's the complete model number for this one. This is the slip joint. Remember, the slip joints are STX. So 7094 STX, maybe for slip. There you go. So all of them that have the slip joint have that STX. The other ones have LTX. So go to the other side and take a good look at that blade there. It's not a bad knife at all. And it cuts really, really well. So we've got a slip joint in there. We've got a detent on both sides, which is a really good thing. That really helps keep that detent nice and strong. And then you've got this back spacer, and then you've got your tools. And what we've got for tools is a small standard driver. That's a flat cap lifter, bottle opener, whatever you want to call it. These are on a slip joint as well. They don't lock. Up here, you've got a flat Phillips. That's a number 1 size for Phillips. Number 2 is the most common size for Phillips, so it's a little bit smaller. You've got that ripper right there. That's really sharp as well. And then a nail nick to open it right there. Nail nick on this side to open it from this side. Works quite well. The brown part is plastic, and the black part is TPE. And it's softer, and that's what gives you the grip. So like here, you've got ridges of that harder plastic and then TPE in between. Really good grippiness. Torx construction everywhere, so it's easy to take this knife apart. Pocket clip is right side tip down only. Your glass breaker has got a tungsten tip. You can see the color difference right there already. I'll give you a close-up of that just to make sure. You got jimping on the belly side of your handle right here. And so jimping on there, I mentioned that before. I've got large size hands bordering on extra large, and this knife fits my hand fairly well. If you've got medium size hands, you're going to like this knife even more for the comfort in the hand. And if you've got small hands, you're still going to like this knife an awful lot. If you've got extra large hands, you might not want this. You know, it's just the way it is. The only difference between the locking version is it also has the saw, and it's got liner locks. Liner locks on both the saw and the blade, and that makes it thicker. And so it's bigger in hand that way. Same tools. This guy, though, has got some plastic in your back spacer right there. The black things are the plastic. Just can't get the lighting to look good in here today. I don't know why. Some days the lighting looks really good, and other days I just can't get the lighting to work that great. So, and there it says Lizard. Great knife. Okay, so we talked about that one. Let's look at this guy. I've got the blade deployed. It's locked up exactly where I like to see a brand new knife lock up. So that's perfect. Really, really good. And then on the saw blade, you have to sort of pull it out using that little hole there. It's almost like a nail neck, but it's a hole that's all the way through. And you take it out, and it's got a liner lock as well. And in my case, the liner lock goes all the way to the side. And that's what we would call very late lockup. But it holds it, and there's no play in it, up, down, side to side, no problem. Just over 2 inches of saw blade, 12 TPI. It doesn't saw that great because it's so short. It's really, in my estimation, a last resort kind of saw. You should be able to find a different kind of saw. The release for the liner lock sticks up higher than everything else right there. That's the point of steel right there that's sticking out the most. And so you can move that over, and then you can close the saw blade. And I should show you when it's locked up. No blade play, up and down, side to side. It's in there nice and tight. Thumb stud only on one side, of course, because you got the saw on the other side. And so in that case, you got a really good finger guard, and you know it feels really good in the hand and looks really good, and it just works quite well. If you need to sneak up and work harder, you know, notice how the blade's got this curved in section right there. Your thumb can sit on there really well, and then you can do your whittling or whatever. It's a very good knife that way. So I've gone over the details really quick. Let's take a look at what it looks like in the pocket. And in the pocket, you know, there you go. From the very tip here, you got maybe 1/2 inch of knife sticking out. Not bad. It's still pretty small. And it works okay. And, you know, not bad. It will not fit in most coin pockets, you know, but if you let it sit on the side a little bit, and if you've got big pockets like I do, I got big pants, you know, you might be able to get it to fit in your coin pocket. It all depends on how big you are. Your pants get bigger, the pockets get bigger. Okay, so you saw that. What do you want to know about this knife? Ask your questions in the comments below. Tell me what you want to hear. Now, let me tell you the best part about these knives. Sandvik 12C27 steel. Those of you who waited to get this far into the video, I'm sorry that it took so long. But yeah, this is 12C27 Sandvik steel. Rockwell hardness around 57. Let's give you the dimensions. Cutting edge, 6.5 centimeters, 2.5 inches. Blade length is the same. The blade thickness is 2.5 millimeters. That's 0.1 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind, 0.58 millimeters. That's 0.023 inches. The handle length here, the whole handle there, all the plastic, not counting the glass breaker, 9.3 centimeters, 3.68 inches. Your grip area, so behind that arm right there to the end of the handle right here, 6.5 centimeters, which is 2.5 inches. The handle thickness on the smaller guy is 1.4 centimeters, which is 0.57 inches. And on this one, it is 0.19 centimeters, which is 0.74 inches. So, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, roughly. Total length when it's open is 15.8 centimeters. Oh, I forgot to write down the inches. And the inches are on the screen. The weight of these knives, the slip joint, 76 grams, 2.7 ounces. The liner lock with the saw, 95 grams, 3.4 ounces. I like this kind of tool. I think this kind of tool is what people in the UK would prefer to have the most, I'm guessing. You guys tell me, guys in the UK tell me, is this something that you would carry? I know the TANTO blade looks kind of dangerous, looks kind of weapony, and maybe you should get a different blade shape. But I'm talking about the rest of the knife. Something that's got these tools on it. Are you going to get an easier time if you're stopped, if you've got tools on it, than if you didn't have those tools on it? It's a serious question I wonder about. Thanks for letting me know. What are the pros and cons on this? Pros, even my large hands use this knife. I find this comfortable. So anybody with small, medium, and large hands, I think you're going to like this because my hands are just barely not extra large. Sometimes gloves, I need extra large. So almost anybody with large, you're going to find this okay. The blade shape is just great for cutting, especially a little bit of recurve in there. It slices like nobody's business. I think there's a 794 for everybody, depending on what you want. What are the cons? Well, that saw blade is just way too short to be really useful. I wish they would have put in a different tool. I wish they would have maybe chosen to put in a serrated tool, a knife, I should say. Put in a fully serrated knife instead of a saw. I would like that more than having a saw, to be honest with you. And I don't like that you got a one-way pocket clip and that it's tipped down on the right side. Because most guys don't like tip down. They prefer tip up. I don't mind. I'm good either way. I've got a video where I talk about tip down versus tip up. And, I don't mind. But most guys do mind, so there you go. I'm letting you guys hear about it for that reason. I really like this glass breaker that has titanium on it. That's a really good choice. You're going to want to see some cut tests, aren't you? All right. Let's do some cut tests. Paper. Very clean cutting. The paper was a little folded over right there. Very, very fine, clean cut lines. Works really well with that stuff. We've got 4 layers of paracord here. Zips through all but one. One of them folded over. That was the one that was just sticking out. And I lost grip on it. Sorry about that, guys. And, it's you can cut that with a tip really easily. Just put a little pressure on it and, cuts that off. And I can use that TANTO tip there to slice as well. Great little knife. This Molly equivalent is actually a little thicker than most Molly. Just slides through there. It's a knife that really cuts very, very easily. And that's why I carry one of these little guys around most of the time. Not necessarily this particular one, but something this size from Sanrenmu is almost always on my person. Great knives. If you like this video, please click on like. Please share with your friends. Let people know. Ask any questions you have. Remember, I'm on my summer break right now, so I'm visiting my family in Ontario. I'm gone for part camping, part visiting my family. So I'm only doing like 2-3 videos a month. I'm only doing like 2-3 videos a week. So back in September, when September comes around, I'll be going full bore again. Thanks so much for everything and for continuing to support Canadian Cutting Edge. If you want to buy these from GearBest, please use my referral links below. That helps give me a tiny bit of an income to afford to buy some other knives. Remember, I bought these and I like them an awful lot. Thank you for watching. Remember, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.